Happy Wednesday afternoon, May 20th. Time for a daily reflection. My father turns 90 this summer, and we, his family, had been planning an intimate gathering at my brother's house in July in New Jersey. A few weeks ago, my dad called me from Arizona before they left to head back home and asked if the West Coast branch was still expecting to come to the celebration. I told him that I was going to wait until June 1st to make a decision. You see, the trip was more than just simply a weekend birthday celebration for my dad. Joan and I had plans to visit with friends we hadn't seen in many years. I was also looking forward to touring the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island, Valley Forge, Annapolis, Maryland, the Baseball Hall of Fame, and maybe even catching, surprise, some baseball games. Well, the baseball game concept went out in early March when things were not going to continue. And I still had slim hopes for those other sites to be open and available. Then our friends from Pennsylvania called to say that the 4th of July celebration in their town had already been canceled. Sorry. And my friends in Maryland emailed and said they wondered if any of the sites we wanted to go see together would be open as well. So last week, my dad and I had another conversation, and I told him that I thought we would most likely not be flying east, and I was sorry that his 90th birthday party would be cut in half by attendance at least. He said he was not the least bit upset, and he didn't want any of us to be in a petri dish called an airplane at this point in time. So last weekend, I canceled our flights, our hotels, our car rental. Alex and Bryn did the same. Dashed were the hopes of sightseeing and celebrating a milestone in my dad's life. Perhaps now we'll just have to Zoom in for a time. And then I started to hear about places opening up again. And I wondered if I'd made that decision too soon. What if I had indeed waited until June 1st to see how things shook out? What would have happened? Would the airlines, the hotels, the car rental have not refunded my money or accepted my cancellation? What if everything except the 4th of July celebration was going to happen this year? And I suspect that some of you are wondering about what will happen this summer for you as well. Will everything be open? Maybe different from a year ago, but still open? I don't know. I've already heard that some communities around here have canceled their July 4th events, so it's not likely we'll see fireworks or hear music at their celebrations. I haven't heard anything about Fiesta Days taking place, and that would be this weekend. No, and I haven't seen anybody putting out chairs along Merchant Street to save their spot for the parade either. So maybe we still are going to be without our favorites this summer. I also hear that some churches are opening again for worship. Well, I do wonder what steps those churches are taking to keep their people safe. Have you heard those terrible stories of churches that opened earlier and that COVID-19 ran rampant through the ranks? I have, and it scares me. I've been wondering what is driving some of those folks to put themselves and others at risk like that. Last Sunday, as I sat and read the after-parade comments, I nodded as some of you said how good it was to be at church on Sunday. Yes, it was. It's an important place for us. It's important to come back, and even if it was just for a few moments, to be here. The church holds a special place in our hearts. This building is significant. We worship here. We've gathered with family and friends here. We've celebrated milestones here. Weddings, baptisms, Pumpkins on the Hill, Oktoberfest, now Harvest Fest, Shy Dinners, to name just a few of them. We've honored our confirmands and our high school graduates. We've celebrated so many things. We have welcomed new mission partners and offered Godspeed and farewell to others who have journeyed elsewhere. Some of you actually built this building. Others religiously come to maintain our facility. We all have a stake in the building and in the ministry we share. But the church is larger than that. As someone reminded me before Holy Week, now I pastor about 165 churches. That's how many homes I think we have. With that wonder in mind, last night the steering team took a major step to evaluate how we will proceed in the coming weeks and months. The education team announced that if we hold a Vacation Bible School this summer, it will not be an in-person gathering, as it has been in these past decades. They are wondering if a virtual week of Vacation Bible School is possible. We'll see. It also seems unlikely at the moment that our annual fundraising concert in August will take place either. But we are planning and stepping forward. The steering team is organizing a reopening the church task force, which will report back to the steering team with recommendations for us to consider. We do not have a date in mind for opening again, but we are committed to following the health and safety standards that are set by the Solano County Board of Health and also the state of California. I believe that when we do reopen, we will not be like we were before. It will take time for us to be able to commune the way we did before, or share the peace, or even collect the offering, or even have worship bulletins, and maybe even sing as we have done. I encourage all of us to be open to these future adaptations. I also feel that some of us will not be able to come back soon for worship because of health reasons. I know that will keep some of our sisters and brothers in Christ away. And part of me will grieve that, but we will continue, I hope, all of us will continue, I hope, to be in touch with one another. I've already had a conversation with Jesse Alice about upgrading our video production. Joan is excited about somebody else handling the cameras in the future. And I believe we will continue to live stream worship as well as upload it to our YouTube channel. How many services will we hold on a Sunday morning? What will they look like? All more things to think about. I've also begun to wonder about Sunday school, confirmation, shy gatherings, small group gatherings, and the Wednesday night adult education time as we move into the fall. What will we look like? I am hoping and expecting and praying that our reopening task force will give us some advice and offer an opportunity for conversation. I've actually begun to think, and it's a little scary for me to announce this, I've begun to think about whether or not we can Zoom our Wednesday night adult education opportunities. Stay tuned, I'll let you know. Who knows what the rest of the year will look like? But I give thanks, and I give thanks to God and to you for your patience in this incredibly tumultuous, chaotic time. We will move forward. We will reopen. When? I don't know. But we'll find out more information as the weeks and months go by. I still do look forward to seeing you on Sunday. I see so many of your faces. And preaching to a somewhat empty worship space is hard, but I'll keep at it. And I hope that you'll, if you haven't already sent in your pictures, you'll do so. Our picture hanger videographer, Joan, is real excited about posting them up every Sunday morning when she shows up. The question is always, do we have more pictures? I hope to be able to say to her this week, yes. So, see you Sunday. But remember, wash your hands a couple times a day, 20 seconds at a time. Stay home if you're sick. Love one another. That's crucial. Practice still that safe social distancing. And of course, as Sergeant Esterhaus dismissed me this morning, be careful out there. God bless.